Hello and welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated to CBS's Big Brother Season 22 All-Stars. Now, just like my previous videos, I'm going to go into a review and recap of what happened in the most recent episode of Big Brother, and then I'll give a hand signal going into live feed updates. There's not a whole lot of updates to be going into, but let's start off where last episode left off, and that was Cody nominating Kevin and David up on the block there, having to play the veto and hoping to try to save themselves. And then we go into this whole thing of Danny versus Christmas. Now, both are targeting each other. We heard from the previous episodes that Christmas doesn't really trust Nicole and Danny, but this is the one where Danny is taking shots at Christmas and Nicole is nervous and she's trying to pad her cushion when everybody starts turning on each other, that she's not the first one on everybody's hit list. So she goes to Christmas, tells her exactly what Danny is saying, and now Christmas is really nervous about Danny and her plans and possibly wanting to get Cody to backdoor Christmas. So now Christmas and Tyler and everybody is talking and really having their eyes on Danny. Then we move on to Enzo talking with David, and he's really pumping David up to help him get ready to go and play the veto, possibly win it. And we've seen this happen from Enzo before. He goes into the diary room, he really talks about wanting to flip the house up on its head, get blood everywhere, and then really doesn't do it. We saw this happening with his HOH reign. I mean, he was in the DR talking all this game about, hey, I want to turn this house upside down, I want to start some chaos, and then he did exactly what all the house wanted him to do. He's talking in the DR the whole time about wanting to win this veto, take off either David or Kevin, and then forcing Cody, his own ally, his final two, to put somebody up in their alliance to start getting blood on their hands. And to me, this is all puff. This is all smoke and no flame, because when push comes to shove, if Enzo did win the veto, I feel as though that Cody could easily tell him, don't do it, don't use it. That would be terrible for my game and possibly terrible for your game, and Enzo just would end up not using the veto. But maybe I would be wrong. But I feel as though that this game and show has been so predictable this whole season that I wouldn't have been wrong. But speaking of the veto, let's move on to the players picked for the veto, and that is Cody, Kevin, David, Nicole, Tyler, and Enzo. Now, David got the house guest choice and then picked Enzo, and Christmas was pissed. She is the epitome of a sore loser, or whatever you want to talk about, because she was just showing her true colors. Yes, she's competitive. Yes, she wants to play. Yes, she wants to compete. But come on, you didn't get picked. That's the name of the game. And when she's crying in the bed saying that the only way to ensure my safety, this is a multifaceted game, and it's not all about just winning competitions. Yes, winning ensures your safety, but that's when you come in with your social game. That's what you fall back on with your relationship with others. So if that's crumbling, you're not doing something right in the game. But now let's move on to the veto competition, and this is Otev, and this time he is a psychedelic salamander. I just watched Bill and Ted's Face the Music a couple of weeks ago, and this was right up my alley at the moment. I marathoned all the Bill and Ted, so now I'm loving that we have this salamanders talking about heinous and bogus and totally excellent stuff. The first thing I liked about this Otev was the look of Otev. I liked that he was a salamander. I liked that he had a backstory about staying at Will's place while he's away. The backyard was absolutely thrown together with tons of beach balls, tons of floaties. I thought it was really cool. I love the vibrant colors. Nicole had some really funny falls in this one. The stuff I didn't like about this Otev competition was the transition cards in between the rounds. I knew what they were going for with the go-go dancers and everything. It just felt like it was more filler. And that's exactly what this Otev competition was. It was 3/4 of the episode was this Otev competition, which I'm fine with because there's not a whole lot going on in the house this week anyways, but it just felt like they were putting in the transition cards and take up another 20 to 30 seconds in this veto competition or this episode. The name of the bands just felt really weird. We go through this Otev competition. It's pretty straightforward. You get up there with a shirt with the names on it. If you get the names right and you're not the last one up there, then you're good. But As we move through this, David is out in round 1. He actually takes the $10,000, which pisses off a lot of people in the house. But David's a grown man. He can make his own decisions, and he decided to go for 10 G's. He feels as though that, hey, I'm probably not going to win this veto. Why don't I just pocket some cash? He even talks about in the live feeds, talking about wanting to donate the $10,000, which I found was really odd that Big Brother didn't even put that in there, like, to say why he did that. They kind of just made it out to him like, yeah, I could pocket this cash and be good. Who's to say that he may or may not ultimately donate it once the season is over? But he did tell Cody that he was going to donate it. So, to me, I think it was perfectly acceptable, and people just gotta deal with it. Yes, I mean, that's part of the game, is winning either prizes or power, and David decided to go for the prizes, and it's fine with it, and that should be okay. I mean, Danny went for prizes, Tyler went for prizes in the HOH competition, yet because this is out in the open, they're gonna be like, oh, well, he should have done this. Like, get off. Like, it's his game, he's playing his game, he's doing fairly well at it, he got to this point, and he's certainly not the target right now, so let him do his thing. And then we move on to the second round. Tyler is out. Third round, Kevin is out, and then Nicole is out once she could not get, even though she had her shirt first, she could not get up the ramp in time when Cody finally got his shirt and made his way up. It comes down to Enzo and Cody ultimately wins the veto, meaning nothing is going to happen and that he's not going to use it, and that Kevin and David are still up on the block for this week's eviction. But that is it for this episode. What did you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comment section below. What did you think about the Otev? Did you like this variance of the Otev, or were you kind of just like, okay, this is a little obnoxious? Let me know that in the comment section below. But now we're going into live feed updates. And as I said, there's not a lot to spoil because there's not a lot going on this week. This is one of the most boring weeks in Big Brother history. I mean, once the veto ceremony happens and the veto is not used, pretty much everyone is on board 100% with who they want to vote out, and the target right now is Kevin, and still is Kevin. Like 99% sure that Kevin is going to be the one voted out on Thursday night, or the first one voted out on Thursday night. There's been some campaigning happening after there was a message from Dr. Will. Now, when I say that, I am pretty upset that Dr. Will has not shown up in any of the episodes, and then he's just shown up in like a video message to the players. And to me, this is just like a red flag. You want this triple eviction to be a complete and utter surprise. So putting Dr. Will up there so close to eviction, saying something, really tips off everybody's hat. And then later in the day, Memphis and Christmas are talking, and Memphis says something about that there could be possibly 3 people leaving on Thursday. What are you doing, Big Brother? Why are you tipping off these people that there could be 3 people leaving on Thursday? When there is a triple eviction, when there is a double eviction, leave it for surprise. Like, now they can like think about what they want to do and what could happen. This is absolutely idiotic and stupid of production for even slightly tipping them of something possibly happening this Thursday. I am so frustrated already with this season, and then hearing production say something or having Dr. Will read a prompt and possibly saying, hey, there could be 3 people leaving or something to that effect is so dumb. Why would you do that? That is so stupid. Oh my gosh, I'm so done with this season. The only thing that's saving this is that possibly 2 people of the committee are going to be heading out right after Kevin. But I am so frustrated. After the Dr. Will message, Kevin started campaigning, saying he's neutral. He is going up to Cody, pleading, just give him one more week possibly. And Cody says that he doesn't know where the house is at. It could go either way at this moment, but once everyone is talking, they're still on board with getting Kevin out, and they want to get Kevin out. I mean, Christmas and Tyler have been talking about wanting to take a shot at Danny and Nicole, and they've been talking a lot with David over the past week or 2, and they want to keep him on their side, and he's a number on their side, so they don't even want to take a shot at him at any point right now. They want to take a shot at the committee, take some of these numbers out, and keep themselves good. But That is it. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But what do you think is going to happen? Let me know that in the comment section below. Do you think Kevin is actually going to get evicted on Thursday? Let me know that in the comment section below. And who are you hoping are the other 2 people that are going to be heading out of this door this Thursday in the triple eviction? Let me know that in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really, really soon with more Big Brother content, more content in general. But until then, peace.